Right everyone, so we're now going to be switching the focus on Chelsea, who we play this Sunday at 4 PM, which is live on the TV, but more importantly for you guys who are going, there is another protest which is lined up outside of Sports Direct on Northumberland Street. That's going to be taking place roughly about 1 o'clock. Further details are on Twitter on the Magpie group, so if you are going to be there, please get involved in the protesting. Okay, so moving on to the fixture. Chelsea, we're going to be focusing mostly on Chelsea in today's video. A few statistics, what they've been lining up as and what we're expecting them to come up with on Sunday as well. So let's begin with it. Now, they've had 3 games, so we'll more on that in a moment, but Maurizio Sarri, who's come in for Antonio Conte over the summer, it was the worst kept secret, wasn't it? He plays a 4-3-3 formation, or some people might look at it defensively as a 4-3-2-1. Now, against Arsenal, the latest lineup, it was Arrizabalaga in goal, then it was Azpilicueta at right back, Rudiger and David Luiz with the 2 centre-backs, Marcos Alonso was left back, and then you had the 3 in the middle with Kante, Jorginho and Barkley, and then you had Pedro on the right, Willian on the left, and Morata up top. Now, a couple of things I've noticed doing a bit of research on this is that Chelsea have remained unchanged from the opening 2 games with the same formation. So it looks like that Sarri is settled on that flat back 4 with David Luiz and Rudiger being the 2 his choice of pairing in the centre backs, and that's moving away from Antonio Conte's traditional 3 at the back, which was very successful, especially in his first year. However, Hazard hasn't started any of those games. He's come off the bench the last 2 games. Maybe there's something that's going on. Chelsea fans, please let us know. Is it because he's been rumoured away from the club? We know that the European transfer window is still open, and Fabregas is likely to come back. He's currently got a knee injury, but I'm not expecting him to start on Sunday. I'm expecting Ross Barkley to continue, because let's face it, Chelsea have been winning games. There is no need really to change it around. So as I've touched upon already, that Chelsea have been unchanged. They've actually played 3 games because they played in the the Community Shield is called now. They lost 2-0 to Manchester City, and then the opening game in the Premier League, they won 3-0, a great scoreline. It looks comprehensive, that, doesn't it? 3-0 away at Huddersfield. And then there was an entertaining game last weekend where Arsenal came back from the dead to score 2 goals, but Chelsea went on to win it 3-2. Now, Chelsea have several threats. I mean, you could name your own, I can name your own, but what I'm going to point out again is Marcos Alonso getting forward. He scores goals, he gets 6-7 every season. He just literally forgets sometimes that he's the left back and gets himself in the box, so he's dangerous in the air, in particular set pieces from corners. He can take free kicks, scored 1 against us last season, as remember. Pedro and Willian, very tricky customers. I think Willian is really underrated. In his early 30s now, still has plenty of tricky, still has plenty of pace. Set piece deliveries, absolutely brilliant, wonderful technique. Morata loves a goal against us. He scored 3, including League and Cup against us last season. So if you can stop the supply, you'll stop him from scoring. He's your traditional British striker where you can turn your man, you can hold it up. He's good in the air. I think for me this year, Morata needs to probably get over 20 goals plus to really cement himself as a, well, I don't want to say world class, but you know, to cement himself with Chelsea folklore as a legendary status like Drogba. I think Morata needs to start delivering the goods. I think Jorginho's a hell of a buy. He's not really a threat, but what he is defensively, it gives a lot more Chelsea's backline, him and Kante, just a lot more solidarity and a bit of a rock and a bit of bite in midfield, because we know Kante flies all over. Kante's like having 2 men in the team. Azpilicueta for me is one of the best defenders in the league, whether he plays as centre back or he plays left back or right back. I think he's brilliant as well. So whoever plays on the left, because Kennedy's not going to be playing for us, more on Newcastle tomorrow, it's going to be up for a tricky afternoon against Azpilicueta. Now, speaking of Chelsea and their record at St James's Park, we know that we won 3-0 at the very end of last season, which is absolutely fantastic. Lovely summer's day. Because coming to St James's Park is absolutely shocking. They've lost, drawn, lost, and lost. So they're out of the last, the last 5 games, they haven't won any. They've only picked up 1 point from 5 in the last 5 games. So the record isn't great at St James's Park, and may that continue hopefully for us. Of course, Chelsea fans will be obviously hoping that does turn around. They've had a great start the season, winning from 2. Now I think Chelsea will have a lot more possession than us. I think they will dominate. I think they'll create more chances as well. However, I actually feel that will give them more of a game than what Huddersfield. I know they beat Huddersfield 3-0, but I think Newcastle will give them a hell of a lot more of a game at St James's Park, because it's another big team coming. The crowd will be up again against Chelsea, sorry, and we were so unlucky against Spurs, and we're back at home. Arsenal put 2 past them, so the defence isn't all that. However, I think we will score. I don't think Chelsea will lose the game. That's the only concern that I do have. I think it may pan out to be a draw. If, in all honesty, because the start of the season, if you took a draw, I would probably take it. But a little bit of me thinks we can beat them because we've got a great record. We're much better at home. The crowd is going to be up for it as well. Live on TV, we always seem to do well. So those go in our favour. Let us know what you think. More importantly, of Chelsea. We'll be covering the tune more in depth for Newcastle tomorrow. Have a good evening. Watch what it's doing. Bye bye.